Hello guys and welcome to another log of Digimon Pendulum Color Nightmare Soldiers, and for today's log we have Devimon. Yeah, it's so nice to see Devimon again. We've seen him on version 1 but now we get to see him again, and this time with a slightly different look. But anyway, before we continue with today's log, just have to say, if you're a fan of Digimon or raising virtual pets, you've come to the right channel, because I document every Digimon that I raise and I upload at least twice a week. So if you're interested in such content, go ahead and slash the like and subscribe button with Devimon's Death Claw and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. Alright, let's get down to today's log. We have Devimon. Devimon, as usual, we start with etymology and origin of his name. I think it needs not much explanation. Devimon basically is the short for devil. So Devi is short for devil, and instead of calling it Devilmon, they call it Devimon. So once again, like I said, I don't understand the localization logic. It's bad to call what's the other Digimon again? Daemon, right? Demon. But it's okay for Devimon, right? It's okay, it's acceptable. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but what's the point of censoring Daemon when you don't censor Devimon, right? Where's the logic? Anyway, enough about rants about their localization, logic, consistency. Let's get to Digimon.net, Devimon's profile there. We have a Dark Angel Digimon clothed in jet black garb. Devimon was once a lustrous Digimon of the Angemon species, but it became a Dark Angel when it fell into the warped space of the digital world known as the Dark Area. The prominent mark of evil on its chest is proof of this. Though it has a cunning and malevolent personality, Devimon is also extremely intelligent. It is said that any who stare into its glowing red eyes fall victim to its mind control and are dominated by Devimon. We have seen that in its lore. It's consistent in our Digimon Adventure anime, I remember that. But he used a lot of gears, if I recall correctly, instead of stairs. Although, yeah, there are a few times he used his stairs to control, but a lot of gears. Usage of gears were the tools that Devimon deployed in the anime. Its special move is Death Claw, by which it pierces its opponent with its two extendable arms. So that's Death Claw. So they allow the attack to be called Death Claw, but they don't allow a Digimon called Deathmon. You know, there's a Digimon called Deathmon, but they have to rename it to like Goldmon or something. So logic much? Anyway, I know I'm ranting, but it's just I just don't understand the logic. I think consistency is my thing, right? Anyway, that's it for Devimon's profile. Interestingly, they didn't actually mention anything about the fact that there's Devimon in Digimon version 1 and Digimon Pendulum as well. So far, there has been a few Digimon profiles where they mention Devimon in Folder Continent is stronger than its counterpart in Foul Island. So for those who don't know, Foul Island is the reference of its lore of Digimon that existed on the Brick device version 1 to 5. And Folder Continent is the lore for Digimon that exists on Digimon Pendulum. So the fact that Devimon exists on both version 1 to 5 as well as Digimon Pendulum would mean that there is Devimon found on Foul Island as well as Devimon found on Folder Continent, just like Kabuterimon, Kuwagamon, Miramon, to just name a few, right? And some of these profiles like Kuwagamon, they actually specifically mention that the Kuwagamon on Folder Continent is stronger than Foul Island. So once again, consistency, Bandai. You know, if you mention it when this kind of pattern happens, you should just consistently mention it. That's the way I would see it. Anyway, that's just my thing. That's it for his profile. As usual, let's look at evolution conditions. And when we do that, we'll go to humulos.com. And for those who don't know, this is my go-to website for all evolution condition needs. The reason I'm able to document every Digimon that I raise, whether on Vital Bracelet BE, Digimon Color, Digimon Pendulum Color, Digital Monsters X, is because I have been referring to evolution guides and I've been going to humulos.com to be able to plan every single one of my evolution consistently and meticulously, right? So if you're ever stuck and you're wondering, how do I get this Digimon? How do I evolve into this Digimon? I don't know how. Go to humulos.com his website has everything, right? Even the OG devices and the modern devices. So with evolution conditions, you can't go wrong. Without evolution conditions, you're just shooting in the dark, right? You're just going in blind. It's going to be very difficult to figure it out through trial and error. So use evolution guides. That's my recommendation. So Humulus.com says Devimon is achievable through Candlemon. If you evolve through Candlemon, you need to treat it really badly, have 0 condition hearts, a lot of chem mistakes basically, and hardly any training, 0 to 3 effort. Or you can evolve to Devimon via Pico Devimon, and if it's also known as Demi Devimon, then you have to treat it really well. You know, no chem mistakes, not no chem mistakes, but very little chem mistakes. You have 1+ condition hearts and have 4 effort hearts. That means train it to its max effort, right? And you'll get Devimon. So that's the way to evolve to Devimon on Digimon Pendulum Color Nightmare Soldiers, right? And on the OG device, you know, it's very different. I mean, on the version 1 Digimon Color, Devimon has a different set of evolution conditions, so don't get confused. Remember, if you're checking for Digimon Pendulum Color Nightmare Soldiers, click on the right model, don't click on version 1 and get confused, right? Because version 1's Devimon has different evolution conditions. So that's it for evolution conditions and its profile. Let's take a closer look at its sprite, shall we? Alright, and here we have Devimon on the device and he looks super cool. Let's take him out of Digimon's house and put him into the classic background. And this is a nostalgia blast, guys. This is so nostalgic for me. That's how it looked like when he was on the OG Nightmare Soldiers device. And yes, a recollection of mine, when I did my exchange with my friend, letting him use my Nature Spirits device while I borrowed his Nightmare Soldiers, I did manage to raise Devimon. And just to give a bit of context, back then it's typical that the virus type champions, there's only 2 virus champion, 2 data and 2 vaccine. And between the 2 virus champion, there is one that is the inferior one, the one that you basically the clown of the roster. That's the one that in the Bakemon log, still haven't kicked the habit of calling it Bakemon. Bakemon's log, I mentioned that Bakemon is the clown of the roster, right? There's always that clown, the one that you treat terribly and you evolve into it and you don't like it. But Bakemon is quite cool. Being the clown of the roster, it still had very cool sprites. But there's always the other virus champion, which looks cooler, right? In Nature Spirit's case, it was Kuwagamon, which looks cool. In Deep Savers, which we'll get to, there is we call it Squidmon, but I think there's a proper name for it. I can't remember. And in Nightmare Soldiers, it's Devimon. Devimon is a cool virus, the one that's not inferior, not clown, right? The one that you have to treat rather well in order to evolve into. So Devimon was really cool when I managed to get it. And the interesting part about Devimon is even back then on the Digimon Pendulum old Nightmare Soldier device, it was already kind of nostalgic because we had Devimon on the version 1 device, and seeing how they changed up that sprite a little, where you can see he's looking to the side like an angle, just like how Meramon isn't just facing front, he's facing diagonally. Devimon here is also facing diagonally. In the version 1 sprite, he's facing front, right? He's standing full front. And when it's full front, I commented in the version 1 log of Devimon as well, you can look it up. He looked kind of like a wrestler in the original device, right? And the coloration, the black and white sprite, Devimon just looked very weird on the black and white sprite. But when he was black and white on the Nightmare Soldiers device, he looked cool because of the way they've angled the sprite. Maybe they realized that it doesn't look so appealing in version 1, and they changed up that black and white sprite a little to make him look a little cooler in the Nightmare Soldiers one. And now we have him in color, and they kept it consistent. You know, they kept that diagonal angle looking thing, I don't know how to call it, but he's not looking like facing front, he's facing slightly to the side. And with that black and with that coloration, with that different shades of black and gray, I think they've designed his 16 by 16 pixel sprite very well, and I really like it. And I've been going on for 4 minutes talking about his sprite. I think let's continue with the documentation of his animation. Let's give him a piece of protein. Let's capture his eating animation. That's him eating. It looks so good. It looks so good. It's very nicely done. You can even see a bit of that skull on its right. It's not really, I know you can't tell it's a skull, but because you reference it to the artwork, you know that that white bit on his shoulder is that skull tattoo thing or whatever. And the mark of evil, the one in the center of his chest, is clearly visible as well. You know, they try to animate it. And let's see his training animation. Oh, they animate the claw instead. This is so cool. They didn't just reanimate the punch. I thought they would just put a punch. I forgot. I did. Now that I've seen it, I remember. Yes, I remember what was fascinating is they actually put claw instead of punch. In version 1, his attack sprite was actually a gloved punch, a punching glove basically, just like Meramon. So I've been curious, for Meramon they kept the punching glove, but for Devimon they decided to put the glove. So that's his happy animation, that's his angry animation. Let's do some battles. I'm a bit nervous about this. He fights in stage 1 to keep his victory rate up, but his first enemy would be Tapirmon, also known as Bakumon. And Tapirmon is vaccine, so his virus against vaccine, even though it's champion, there's a chance that he might miss Tapirmon. Let's skip ahead. We won, that's great. It's good to fight Devimon, Candlemon, because it's data type, so we'll stand a good chance to win. I'm confident. But I'll avoid the last one, Devi, because there's not much advantage there. Virus against virus, champion against rookie, but there's a handicap when you're fighting boss, so I will avoid the last boss and cancel. So he's won first 2 battles. We just need another 13 more to go, Devimon, and we'll get you to your evolution conditions needed to evolve. So that's Devimon. Let's put him against the evening sky. I like this about the color. The evening sky on the Nightmare Soldiers looks so good, and he looks so good. Let's see him saying no. I think that's cute. Let's see him saying no. Oh, I like this. I like this sprite so much. I like the one where he says no and he's facing to the side. I have one of these screenshots as one of my screen caps, I think, for the Digimon Color guide. The advanced tips. If you haven't seen that video, it's very useful for you who are playing Digimon Color, and some of the tips there are relevant for Digimon Pendulum Color as well. I'm still thinking whether I should do one Digimon Pendulum Color edition. After raising more devices in this first wave of when I'm done with my first wave of Digimon Pendulum, I will think about whether we need to do a advanced tip video for the Pendulum Color. But I have one for Digimon Color, and Devimon and Angimon are the thumbnail for that, and that's because I really like the sprite. And this is so fun. I remember this and I've been looking forward to it. I remember Devimon sleeps in a very cute manner on Nightmare Soldiers when I raised him, and now I get to see it in color and it looks so cute. Look at him. He's folded like a bat, but he's floating, and that's his sleeping animation. And that's the reason why I do this. I want to document every part of this sprite. Everything, they have put in so much detail on this little virtual pet sprites, and it's so fun to just remember how it looks like. So this is a sleeping animation of Devimon. And that's it for today's log on Devimon. If you haven't already, please go ahead and slash the like and subscribe button with Devimon's Death Claw and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. If you're interested, I have a couple of playlists here on my logs for Vital Bracelet BE, Digimon Color, and Digimon Pendulum Color is still a running playlist. I will revisit Vital Bracelet BE when I'm done with Digimon Color, and I'll alternate between those. And that's it, right? Feel free to check out the playlist here. They have a lot of videos. I have a lot of videos there. And that's it for today's log. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.